beings of the universe. If you clicked on this video, that means that you exist. Please continue to exist. I would like to talk today about Homeworld 3. I want to state why I think this is going to be a blockbuster, why I think this will enlighten many people to the Homeworld series in general. This is going to be their first time hearing about or even playing a Homeworld game in the Homeworld universe, and I think that this is going to be a great continuation and possibly a great finale. Hopefully we'll see a Homeworld 4. Maybe that's thinking too far ahead. Focusing on Homeworld 3. This is going to be, I believe, the 6th game in the series, the first being Homeworld 1999, the second one being the Forgotten Gem of the series, my personal favorite, Homeworld Cataclysm, the third being Homeworld 2, the fourth being Deserts of Karak, and the fifth being the Homeworld Remastered Collection, which was just the first and second games, actually the first and third games, Homeworld 1 and Homeworld 2, remastered, packaged along with their original versions. So you get the classic version, and then you get the remastered version in the Homeworld Remastered Collection. I will leave a link to that below on Steam, as well as a link to Homeworld 3 on Steam. Let's go into, most importantly, the story in Homeworld 3. I have no idea where they're going to go with the story, but the way it was presented in the trailer sticks with the formula of past games. The story is very esoteric, very minimal writing, fulfilling ancient prophecies, learning ancient prophecies, traveling the galaxy, finding ancient artifacts. It is a very well-presented story. The voice acting sounded excellent in the trailer. If the gameplay, you know what I mean, if the in-game voice acting is anything akin to the voice acting that was in the trailer, it's going to be amazing. The writing looks on par with the past Homeworld games. I know I'm just judging by the trailer here, but they are very faithful to the series, the developers of Homeworld. I would like to begin talking about the gameplay, or at least what I have seen so far of the gameplay in Homeworld 3. The gameplay looks excellent and stellar, in my opinion, in Homeworld 3. It looks like a refinement of the previous gameplay mechanics, of the previous menu systems that were in previous games. It looks fluid, and I know it's a strange word to use for the digital world, but it feels very ergonomic, what I have seen so far of Homeworld 3. I will also put a link down below for some gameplay footage of Homeworld 3, the first released gameplay footage. The gameplay looks excellent. It looks like the same 360 degrees of freedom that you had in past Homeworld games, being able to look at any unit you want, hit any spot on the battlefield, being able to manipulate the camera 360 degrees around that unit just for aesthetic purposes. The ship design looks great in past games, and so far from the trailers and media I've seen regarding Homeworld 3, it looks excellent in Homeworld 3 as well, the ship design. I think that the gameplay systems in Homeworld 3 will be expanding upon, I think the word is battle progression, where the units that you have, they attain a veteran status, or they attain an expert status if they have successfully survived through X amount of conflicts. They attain a certain status, and that gives them buffs in gameplay. I think that if they continue on those systems in Homeworld 3, like they did in past games, like in Deserts of Karak, and like in Homeworld 2, using the Complex mod, I think it is going to be an excellent and stellar title. Moving on to multiplayer. Homeworld has always been a defining title for multiplayer gaming. It was one of the pioneers in multiplayer gaming, online gaming, in 1999, and I believe till today, with real-time strategy, it remains a pioneer with the ease and speed that it allows you to connect to users from all across the world for a game of Homeworld. I really think that as long as they stick to the formula, and it looks to me like they are, as long as they stick to the formula that they have in past Homeworld games, it is going to be incredible. Homeworld, basically, as you know it, the same formula that we've all come to love, but basically with better graphics, with better gameplay systems, with better progression of the units. And I'd also like to talk about basically just the space gameplay itself, obviously in an aesthetic way, but more in a gameplay type way. In the trailers that I've seen about Homeworld 3, the gameplay trailers, I've seen footage of ships traveling through large monolithic objects in space and actually integrating those into gameplay. So they'll say, Unit 5, get behind this structure for cover. In other games, while there were monolithic structures that you could fly your ships around, it wasn't integrated into gameplay, and maybe even not too much for a gameplay way, I'm saying in Homeworld 3 will be implemented. Maybe just as a set piece, moving your ships through large monolithic objects and navigating them through those, whereas in past Homeworld games, those monolithic objects, they were just sort of there in the environment. They weren't a character in the environment. You didn't have to take into account their presence in a strategic type of way. It was more of just their presence was there. There was some large set piece that you would fly your ships around. But I really like in Homeworld 3, from what I've seen so far at least, how these large monolithic objects are actually integrated into the gameplay of Homeworld 3. I think this is going to be an absolutely incredible title, and I am extremely excited for Homeworld 3. We don't have a release date yet, and that is okay with me. I would recommend, in preparation for Homeworld 3, playing Homeworld 1, playing Homeworld Cataclysm, playing Homeworld 2, playing Homeworld Deserts of Karik, or even playing the Homeworld Remastered Collection. I think any of those titles will prepare you for the gameplay systems. They will familiarize you with the story, because each story in the Homeworld series is a bit standalone. It is absolutely connected to other series, but it is very much a new chapter in a new book. And I very much like that about the Homeworld series, and I think they're doing an absolutely incredible job from what I've seen so far with Homeworld 3. And again, I'd like to say I think this is going to be an incredible title. I'm very excited about it, and I just wanted to make this video because I don't see too many other people actually dedicating videos and dedicating commentary to Homeworld 3. Nobody's really talking about this title. Yes, there's news out, and yes, it garners attention when they release gameplay or when they release a new trailer, but there's nobody really talking about Homeworld 3, and that's why I wanted to take the time today and really talk about this title and really just get a sense of what people are feeling. Are they excited for this title? Are they worried about this title? Do they think that the gameplay will be taken in a completely abstract direction, or that the story will be taken in a completely abstract direction? And I would just like to say personally, I feel it is going to be really hard to mess up Homeworld 3. As long as they, in a general sense, stick to the gameplay ideas, in a general sense, stick to the story ideas. I think it's going to be an incredible, incredible title. Some things that I would personally like to see in Homeworld 3 as a closing out argument. I would love to see different units be able to be upgraded with different weapons so that you may be able to, bring your fighters in for an upgrade and turn them into EMP fighters and have maybe another thing that launches plasma bombs, and all you would need to do is just dock your ships to upgrade your units. I really like that kind of micromanagement gameplay. I like all the different options that they presented in the Complex mod in Homeworld 2. I don't know if that was a community-made mod, but I think I heard that there were actually some real developers of Homeworld that worked on the Complex mod. And anybody that plays Homeworld knows about the Complex mod and how valuable it is to the series. So it's kind of considered not even a third-party mod. It's kind of considered an official mod. Going back to what I was saying, though, in the Complex mod, which was basically an official Homeworld release, so to speak, you were able to change the different items and change the different attachments on each ship and upgrade them, You were able to put different particle cannons on your frigate. You were able to remove those particle cannons and maybe put in a troop transport unit, something to increase your crew in another area of the map. I think that they will absolutely do incredible things with Homeworld 3. That's just one personal thing that I wanted to see added. And I really think that if they integrate those systems, it'll make many different options for the ships. You'll be able to have a fighter with 5 different loadouts or 10 different loadouts. You'll be able to have a frigate with the same thing, 10 different loadouts, 5 different loadouts for the frigate. And it will bring a certain uniqueness and a certain diversity to units in Homeworld 3. I really would also like to see more diversity with units. I'd like to see, 8, I know it's a lot of work for the developer, shout out Gearbox, but I'd like to see maybe 8 different kinds of fighters, 20 different kinds of frigates, a large variety in different types of frigates, and more specifically, large varieties of each different sub-type of frigate. So maybe 4 different types of healing frigate, 4 different types of assault frigate, I really think that these are really my only requests. I don't really have too many things I'm, hyped up about for Homeworld 3, that this needs to be a specific way or that needs to be a specific way. Homeworld is so open-ended, and Homeworld is just so great with player choice that I think really any direction they take Homeworld 3 in is going to be amazing. And if it's not amazing, they can update it, they can fix it, and we'll be ready for Homeworld 4. At least I'll be ready for Homeworld 4. I really like the Homeworld series, and I'm really excited for this third title. I'm really like the sixth title in the series, and I just wanted to make a video addressing my excitement, addressing basically the way I feel about the title, and just addressing the title in general. I don't see too many people making videos about Homeworld in a commentary sense. It's just gameplay uploaded. I wanted to actually talk about it, I wanted to praise Homeworld, and I wanted to just voice my anticipation of the sixth title in the Homeworld series. There's really nothing else to discuss about it. I think that as long as they stick loosely, highlight the word loosely, because I love when developers change up things in different titles. As long as they loosely stick to the formula of past Homeworld games, I think Homeworld 3, actually Homeworld 6, I think Homeworld 3 is going to be absolutely stellar and excellent. If you agreed with my comments, please let me know down below. If you did not agree with my comments about Homeworld 3, please let me know down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more Homeworld content and just more game content in general. I do Outriders a lot. I do retro and modern reviews. Beings of the universe, if you exist, please continue existing. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time period it is in your part of the realm. Please have a good period in time. Beings of the universe, thank you.